bridge that gap. No matter your background, PA CareerLink staff are here to provide personalized assistance and help you thrive. Take the first step towards a new chapter in your career journey with PA CareerLink. Visit pacareerlink.pa.gov or your local PA CareerLink office today.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
Welcome to Wide Open Wednesday here on WBCB, your favorite racing show. Here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. Getting ready to go get your eggs, your bread, your whatever. Just get out there to the grocery store and get all the stuff that you need.
Maybe not eggs right now.
No, eggs are a little high.
Well, that store didn't even.
You know
have
anybody that's got any chickens or anything? Go see
black
them.
Market eggs out there. I heard.
I heard
Somebody hijacked the truck.
I was listening to what's her name in the afternoon here? Pat? Is that her name?
Okay,
Pat?
well,
And $8 for eggs.
it was 7 something when I went the other day, but they didn't have any.
That's crazy. Well,
So,
we know
yeah.
a couple of people that have chickens.
So instead of French toast, you just got regular toast.
There you go, regular toast. Just toast it up, get some English muffins, do something like that. But no, we are here, and it is. I'll tell you what, it's good to see Steven here.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Lawler had a little bit of bad luck. Had a fire at the house. I talked to Steve earlier in the week, asked him how he was doing. I gotta commend Steve. He's got the right attitude. I put a link on my page to the GoFundMe page. And how's everything going, Steve? Everything working out good with all that stuff? How we doing?
Yeah, so right now we're all kind of, I think I would probably describe it as like on the mend. Like it's, only a couple of days removed, but no, honestly, it seems like it's going good. Morale's, it's seemingly pretty high. Family, friends, everybody's been awesome. You guys have been great. Everybody here at the station's been awesome. So, it's just like a timely process. I think like it's just gonna take a long time, but it seems like it's in the right direction. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the thing that's the hardest is when you lose some memories or something that you had as a trinket or something like that. When you lose, but you guys are all intact. The dog's intact. Everything's intact. You can replace a lot of that stuff. Some of the memories you lost that you won't be able to replace, but you guys are here, and that's the most important thing. So
Make more memories.
Yep, make more memories. You can make them here.
Exactly.
Right here at the
That's
show.
right.
But
We're here to help.
I could tell that
Yeah.
you had the right attitude when I listened to the show the first day you were back, and I commend you for doing that. I
Appreciate
know
that.
a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. My brother lost a house. My brother Ken and his wife Dee lost a house when the kids were young, and it burnt to the ground. They didn't have a chance to rebuild. So it's a tough thing, but you got a lot of good friends, you got a good family, and we'll get you through it. And whatever we need to do, we'll do it.
Yeah. It seems like it's like I said, a lot of support, especially from like a lot of strangers that we don't know, just like people helping out, sending us messages, texts, stuff like that. So like even that surprised me. I was like, wow, it's like, because I know if it was me, like reversed, I'm not one of those people. So I was just like, wow, that's like real nice of you. I was like,
Right.
damn, that's like that's pretty
you don't
cool.
realize how many people are watching.
Yeah,
or you're like, I didn't realize that they knew who I was, or stuff like that. It's just when something like that happens, not only like that, but other things happen. I mean, the Roosevelt Mall with the plane crash, I paved that and milled that. I worked there for a couple months when us at Superior and a couple other companies worked there, and I went by there Monday, and it's just eerie to know that you worked there. But, you know, in a split second, your whole life can change in an instant, in the blink of an eye. So you got to cherish each moment you wake up and you take a breath. That, you know, nobody's guaranteed tomorrow, man. Nobody. And I've always been blamed for wearing my heart on my sleeve and this and that and the other. You know what? If you love somebody and you care about somebody, you need to tell them why you're looking at them and why they're here. Because when they're laying in that box, it's too late. You don't get a chance. Everybody I know and care about, they know how I feel about them. If I drop dead on this floor right now, they'll know that I cared about them. And that's the way it should be. And that's what I believe. And I don't care who likes it and I don't care who dislikes it. But no, we're here at Wide Open Wednesday where we need to be. Fred's busier than hell over there. I tried to pull in the parking lot. I almost had to run into him. But no, we're doing what we need to be doing.
We need to do. Now we're going to be talking racing.
Now we're going to be talking racing, and Atlantic City was excellent. The indoor racing has been excellent. Allentown, Atlantic City, Kate and Warren were at Atlantic City. Kate told me the racing was great.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm sure Earl's going to call in and give us a recap of that. And then we have a real good guest. Kenny Bruce is going to call us, who works for writes for Dirt Track Digest. He just done a nice article on Brent Deo. Brett Deo, of course, was on Mandy Pouch's page too. They did a video, but Kenny had a nice,
I just watched that just before.
Nice article with Brett Deo. He answered all the questions. Now all you hear is crickets. Before they were running them in the ground and this and that and the other and all that. He answered all the questions. He did what he had to do. I kind of sat back and said, you know, this guy's done a lot for racing. And it doesn't have to be racing. It could be football, baseball. You're only as good as the last thing you do. They don't remember all the good things you did, but you do one bad thing, and everybody wants to run you in the ground so far they can't get you out with a backhoe. It's crazy. You should be measured by what you do, not by what you don't do.
In a positive way,
Yeah, in a positive way.
It's okay to call out if somebody's doing something. You don't have to run them in the ground.
No. Everybody's entitled to make a mistake.
I'm going to say, I don't, of all the racers I know, and you know more than I do, but I don't know anybody that intentionally puts people in walls, or there might be some careless guys out there, but I wouldn't say just maybe even reckless. But I wouldn't say there's any people that just don't care.
I mean, I've seen people get mad, Fred.
Yeah.
And all right, you spun me. I'm gonna return the favor.
Right.
You know, I mean, we watched Bowman Gray.
Yeah, I watched it.
There was a lot of touching.
Yeah.
And that's how the racing is. You got to move them out of the way.
That's Bowman Gray. It's like Bristol.
It's like Wall Stadium.
Yeah.
You got to move them out of the way.
Close
We got a
quarters
caller
there.
already.
You got Earl.
We got Earl already.
It's close quarters in those tracks, so you have no way but to bump every now and then. So.
Put Earl on the line. Earl, I hear the racing was great at Atlantic City, so now there's two shows, Allentown and Atlantic City. You're 2 for 2 now, Earl.
Hey, good evening, Nick. Good evening, Fred. Yes, indeed. Yeah, two great shows right in a row. Really excellent racing. And Ryan Flores, who we've had on the show, became the winner Saturday night. And New Jersey guy, grew up at Wall Stadium. And he won, of course, Saturday night, the Gamblers Classic. And Andy Jankowiak, Andy J, plans on doing some Walker racing at Daytona. He won the race on Friday night, and he ultimately became the series indoor champion with his fourth-place finish on Saturday night. Andy was leading the feature. Looked like he was going to be well on his way to victory, and actually had a tangle during the race, very close action with Ryan Flores. They touched, and it ended up cutting a tire on Andy's number 57. And fortunately, he was able to pit during a caution, restarted at the rear, and what a show he put on, racing back up through the field, and made it up into the top 5, then 4th right at the finish, and clinched the championship. So it was quite a weekend.
Now, each year, it just keeps getting better, Earl. I mean, Allentown, of course, and then Atlantic City. I don't know what Davey has figured out for both of them venues, but the racing, I hear, is phenomenal. It ain't like it used to be a caution, a lap. Yeah, it ain't like that anymore.
Yeah, Davey is the track wizard. You know, it's like the dirt track days. You know, you got going back to the Reading Fairgrounds on dirt. You know, Lindy Vicari was the master of getting that dirt surface down.
Butch Jones
at East Windsor back in the day. You know, with the dirt surface.
Ricky
but
Grasso.
The concrete surface indoors. You know, with the Coke syrup on the track. Davey Sammons, he's just a master at it. You know, walks around throughout the night, eyeing the track. You know, making adjustments. You know, adding syrup here and there. and multiple groove racing, and TQ midgets just perfectly suited to it. And not only the TQs, but the slingshots and the champ carts put on great racing as well.
Well, the cool thing about it is, Earl, he's a racer. So he knows what people are going to like and what they're going to need. So that's a plus in the column with the racers, because they know that he races race cars, and he's going to do what he's got to do to make a great show, not only for the fans, but for the racers too. You guys need to be commended. Them two shows were great from what I'm hearing from everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes.
Who thought of putting Coke syrup on a track? Somebody spill a Coke and they just say, "Oh, I got traction."
Well, if you soda's made with seltzer
syrup,
water and syrup. Right. Have you ever seen syrup?
The plain out syrup.
It's like it sticks to you like glue. Yeah. Like wax. So that's pretty cool.
That's probably way down on my list of things to do to a track.
Well, how about dish soap in a dirt track? There's been people that have put dish soap in a dirt track to give it moisture. Earl, he's going to learn all the tricks, isn't he?
That's it. Hey, it's and Warren also will tell you this. When we do the Fan Fest before the start of the feature racing, that's when all the fans can come down. All the race cars are down right at trackside, and it's a really neat thing for the fans. When they're walking on the track, again, this is prior to the features, there are actually some of our fans
lose their shoes,
walk right out of their shoes because the shoes actually stick to the track. And ask Warren about it sometime. He experienced
it happens
himself.
at the drag strip too, because when we do the walk at Maple Grove, the first time I done it, I had my Hey Dudes on. Very bad mistake to wear shoes that don't have laces. I'm like, yo, where are my shoes? And they were behind me, stuck in the racetrack. Carl goes, you can't wear them kind of shoes out on the drag strip. I'm like, okay. Well, you live and learn. But I always knew about the Coke syrup and different things that they tried. But yeah, the racing has been phenomenal. And now our buddy Paulie Hartwig, he wound up winning the championship because of what he did at both tracks. That's good for him.
That's right. He won the feature Saturday night and went on to win the championship as well. I tell you, the kid is amazing. So smooth. He wins in asphalt and dirt modifieds. He races open cockpit cars, and in the slingshots, which is a very tight competition. You just watch him, work through traffic. The kid is so smooth, and what an amazing career he's going to have. And of course, he's only 13 years old. It's incredible.
He's quite the character too.
Yeah, he's quite the character too. He don't have no problem running his dad over with the bus every once in a while. And Tanner Van Dorn, another one. I got a chance to interview him at the show, and he was really nice to talk to. Briggs Tanner, got a chance to talk to him. I'll tell you what, we had a lot of success at the show, Earl.
Motorsports,
Fred is ecstatic. Now we need to talk to you about doing something at Trenton. We want to try and set up a table, and then we want to see about getting credentials. But I think we have two routes that we could probably go. We could probably get media stuff through the radio station to go to these different tracks.
I could always talk to Matt here. So.
Yeah. So
okay, we'll work on that. Absolutely, just stay in touch, and we'll get that set up. It's February 21st and 22nd.
Yep.
Well, the 21st is Nancy's birthday.
Insurance Arena in Trenton.
The 21st
right
is
down
my
the road
wife's
from the
birthday.
area Auto Racing News office.
That might be Nancy's birthday present, taking her to Trenton.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that's great.
We'll see what happens. I don't know if she'll go for that, but I'm going to give it a hell of a try.
You want me to ask her on Friday?
You know what? See, Earl, he's already starting. He got her to go to the motorsports because she hasn't gone in a while. Fred asked her one time, and she goes. So I may have to get him to ask her to go to Trenton. So we'll see.
And I know some good places to eat over there, too, so we can all go out there.
Okay, sounds good to me. What else you got for us, Earl? What else you got for us?
Well, that's it right now as far as the indoor activities. Again, Trenton race is coming up. Waiting on Wall Stadium. They're beginning to develop the schedule. Emily Krause, who's the general manager, she's putting together another good solid schedule for the year with Garden State Classic, the Cliff Krause Memorial, which honors her dad.
Yep.
Of course, Turkey Derby Thanksgiving weekend. TQ Midgets will be back again. She should have the schedule out after all the activities down in Florida, because her brother, Andrew Krause, who was track champion again this year,
Right.
For the third time, actually the fourth time, he'll be heading down and racing at New Smyrna with the family
Yep.
modified.
Yep.
So, yeah, once all that is complete, we'll be getting the Wall Stadium schedule out for the year. And, yeah, pretty soon we'll be back rolling again. And, a little bit out of our area, Lincoln Speedway in near Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Actually, the same weekend as we're running our indoor race,
Right.
Lincoln Speedway will be opening with 410 sprint car racing.
Wow.
So, racing season is right around the
It's
corner.
right around the corner. As soon as we have these shows, these indoor shows and motorsports, we get going. So, well, I know
it.
you're going to call in tomorrow, and the weather doesn't look too promising for dump truck driving. So I may be in studio tomorrow with Fred. So keep your
Okay,
fingers
I'm
crossed.
planning on calling. If you can make room for me early, because I have a eye doctor appointment
Okay.
tomorrow morning, hopefully weather permitting. So routine, but I should be calling in right about 9:30, maybe even a little bit before.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you then,
Whenever you
Earl.
call,
Thanks.
we will answer.
Yep.
Looking forward to it, and keep up the good work, guys. And be listening to the rest of the show tonight.
Thank you. We got to take a break, Steve.
You can do a caller. And then
All right. Who we got?
Yeah, Billy Klein's here.
Billy Kleinspan. Billy, what's going on?
Hi guys, how are you? It's Wednesday. It's one of my favorite days of the week. Next to Sunday race day, it's Wednesday, so I get to be on Wide Open Wednesday. I always look forward to seeing you guys.
Hey, Bill. You guys won some kind of special award, Maple Grove did. You want to tell the people about that award you guys won?
Yes, we did. This past weekend, we honored some of our best athletes in the nation. Yes, race car drivers are athletes in my book and everyone's opinion
Mine too.
in the racing world. We were voted the prestigious Drag Strip of the Year award. That's always a prestigious award. It's one of the most hotly contested awards that are given out at the Division I banquet. It's voted on by the racers and the peers in NHRA division, and we were lucky to pick it up for the 16th time. Maple Grove Raceway brought home the Track of the Year award. That is one of the first time we won it was back in 1974. So to pick up number 16 on the 50th anniversary, that's really special to us. That just goes to show that it's not just one person that gets the award, it's the entire team. As you know, we care about the staff at Maple Grove Raceway, we care about the racers, and we want to provide them with the best experience in all of racing.
Right.
We did win the award for 6 straight years, back in 82 to 87, I believe it was. And to be recognized by the peers of the drag racing community here in the Northeast, that just proves that we're one of the best tracks in the country, and we're looking forward to continue to get more Track of the Year awards in the near future.
Well, I know you guys got a lot of shows lined up. A lot of neat stuff's going to happen. What do you got coming up, like, in the near future real quick here, Bill?
In a couple weeks, on February the 22nd, we have our final winter race of the season. It's going to be another no prep race, which is always a real big hit. So a lot of our friends for the Philadelphia area will be coming up to race with us one more time in the winter months. We'll also be having another daily driver event that's going to be happening that Saturday as well. As you know, unfortunately, or a second one that we were supposed to have in January, Mother Nature unfortunately dealt us a bad hand, and we had to cancel that. So we're bringing back another daily driver race on the 22nd. And then on the 23rd, we do have a big car show that's going to be going on, along with a burnout contest. As always, for more information or rules and stuff, you can always check on MapleGroveRaceway.com or our social media pages on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we look forward to seeing everybody in a couple weeks at the Grove.
All right, Billy, we look forward to you calling each and every Wednesday, and I'm sure I'm going to see you at the track. Thanks for all your input, Bill. It's very important to us, buddy.
And if there's one thing I can say, I'll probably break the internet with this, or I'll become the next vital star on the internet. I just like to say one thing: fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Go Birds.
There you go. You're allowed to do that on my show anytime you want, because Steve is over here laughing. So, yep, go Birds. I'm not a Birds fan, but I got to root for the Eagles because my wife's an Eagle fan. So.
And I'm waiting to see, after that goes viral, to see how many big label records are going to try to sign me for a record contract.
There you go, brother. No problem, Bill. I'm in your corner.
Thank you, guys. See you guys next week.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you then. All right, I guess we got to take a break. Pause for the calls here. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Do you feel the need for speed and are a car racing fan? Then tune in every Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. for the Need for Speed Auto Show, hosted by me, America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher. Everything you want to know about our local tracks and races to the NASCAR scene, as well as our area car shows and cruise nights. Brought to you by Fletcher's Garage in Fairless Hills and heard every Thursday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
In your journey back to work, we understand the barriers you may face. We have a solution to bridge that gap. No matter your background, PA CareerLink staff are here to provide personalized assistance and help you thrive. Take the first step towards a new chapter in your career journey with PA CareerLink. Visit pacareerlink.pa.gov or your local PA CareerLink office today.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
And we are back here on Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Well, we just got done with Earl, and we got done with Billy. Billy, all the ins and outs on Maple Grove. We enjoy having him. We enjoy having Earl. And we got a couple other things that we got to tend to. We are going to have a YouTube channel for Wide Open Wednesday. Yes. We're just working out the logistics on that. Kate is taking care of that for us. And, of course, racing is starting in Florida. So if you don't get a chance to go down there, you can watch it on Flow or Dirt Track Digest or wherever they're having it. You have to check the internet, and they'll tell you what you need to do. I know you can sign up for...
whenever Ken calls, we can ask him when...
We can ask Ken. But I know a lot of it's on Flow, and then you can get a subscription to either of them. Mike Mallett from Dirt Track Digest, very... we need to get him on the show one time.
I got to step on it. I do have Dirt Track Digest, but I never think of putting it on when I'm home.
Yeah, you get to do that, and sign up for a subscription to either Dirt Track Digest or Flow, and you get to watch all the stuff on your TV and sit back and drink your garage beer. And speaking of garage beer, me and Fred got in touch with somebody that's one of the upper echelon people in garage beer.
Marketing beers, one of the marketing.
Yep, one of the marketing people, and right after the Super Bowl, we're going to get a hold of her and get her on the show, and we may be getting some garage beer swag over here. So that would be cool. Believe it or not, my wife was out the other day, and she got herself a Jason Kelsey jersey. So she's going to be wearing that around the house on Sunday, and I told her if she got one in my size, I would wear a Jason Kelsey jersey. I was hoping to have it for today, and I was going to wear it
jersey.
Today.
I have a garage beer T-shirt with Kelsey.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking for. You can't find them nowhere.
Yeah, I got that right from Pat Dion.
Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, you got to give them credit, and they had that thing on the NFL channel where they were talking to all the players and all that, and Jalen Hurts. I'm looking at him and I'm watching him smile, and he gives me that Marvin Gaye feel. If you look at him, he looks like a young Marvin Gaye. And when he smiles, and he's like smooth, and he's non-confrontational, and it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a good game. But yeah, I mean, it's cool when you're in the area that we're in, and then you get to travel in the city, driving a dump truck. When the Eagles win, everybody's happy, and it's so good to be traveling around in Philadelphia. So yeah. So if they win, forget about it. You won't be able to get near Philly when they have the parade. So,
remember the last one? It was, I didn't go down to it, but
it's pretty crazy. But No, I mean, that's good for them. Hopefully the Phillies will be doing well. Joel Embiid get a triple-double last night. He came back and played, got a triple-double. So
I was supposed to go to that game last night, but I had too much going on.
You could have gave me the tickets. I'd have went.
I didn't. It was my AAA guy.
Okay, all right, no problem.
I was a guest.
See that? He's telling us about these tickets. He's bragging, Steve, but he don't want to give them up.
I had so much to do, and I was like, I can't go.
But
past my bedtime.
No, as far as we were talking about the credentials, we could probably do something here. Or, I mean, they're not going to let us not go.
Yeah, I don't know if. I don't know how much WBCB does with the indoor racing over there, or with the Cure Arena.
Well, you're representing the radio station.
Yeah,
so.
but that I'd have to talk with Matt about. And I don't see why not.
I would talk to Earl tomorrow off the air and see what he.
Actually,
he's probably listening now, but yeah, I don't
trying to blow our own horn, but a lot of people my customers have been coming in, telling me how much they listen to this show and my shows on Thursday. And
well, we appreciate them doing that, and
yeah.
I know we have a lot of listeners. I know a lot of fans out there are listening. Since we've got our media outlets working, we get a lot of hits on a lot of things. It's very popular. I'm very surprised at how fast it's grown. And like you said, it's helping your business. And if you want to be a part of this and you want to sponsor us, you're more than welcome to get a hold of Fred at Fletcher's Garage, or go on any of our media outlets on the internet and get a hold of us.
Yeah, once we get the Wide Open Wednesday YouTube channel up and functioning. Right now, you can see a lot of them on mine, on the America's Mechanic one, or on the WBCB YouTube channel. But I was looking at mine yesterday because I was setting other ones up. And we have quite a bit of views. I didn't even expect. One of my videos has 11,000 hits.
Yeah. I was looking at them, the Need for Speed ones and the American Mechanics ones. You'd be surprised how many people don't want to talk one-to-one, but they'll watch a video and they'll be okay. People.
I had a caller last week. She called the radio show Thursday and said she saw the video of that I posted on YouTube, on my Facebook, of electric buses catching on fire. So
I was listening to that.
Yeah, so she actually, then I didn't know who she was, still don't know really. So, but so she's a listener, and I appreciate that. And then she actually tuned into the YouTube channels and got them. So there's a lot of avenues and outlets that we can do for advertising for you.
Not only on Wide Open Wednesday, gang. You got Need for Speed that Fred does, and you got America's Mechanic. You're more than welcome to sponsor any of them. We want you to be involved in all the stuff that we do. Fred has them two shows on his own. He's had them forever here, and then he decided to do the Wide Open Wednesday thing, which is part of my area, with the racing, with the dirt racing and stuff. And we're starting to get Fred involved with getting to know the drivers and the different people that we know. Of course, we got to thank Lenny Salmons and Davey and Danny for letting us do what we do at the motorsports show, and welcome us with open arms. I'm sure they're going to do that at Trenton when we go there too. And of course, Low Down and Dirty. Well, it's not. It's Low Down Entertainment now. It used to be Low Down and Dirty. Them guys, want us to simulcast with them, and we're going to be doing that. 2025 is going to be a big year for racing in general. The economy's going to get better. Things are going to get better. I was watching the news at Fred's shop on my way in here, and Donald Trump just banned transgender people in women's sports. So if you ain't a woman, you're not playing women's sports anymore. You got to be a woman and play a woman's sport, which I think is good. I don't think a man should be playing against girls. If you're born a man, play a man's sport. If you're born a woman, play a woman's sport. And
there's enough room in racing for women and men.
There's a lot of women that race, and there's a lot of women that race at New Egypt, and there's a lot of women in racing. We haven't
Kate's a racer.
Kate's a racer. Kate hopped right in that 141 with no problem. And she said she was comfortable in there, so you better watch yourself, Fred. But no, we have the Leadfoot Ladies of Racing. We haven't even scratched the surface. There's a lot of girls that already got a hold of us that want to be on the show to do it. So, and we can't wait to do that. And we have some sponsors that have taken care of us. We started this in July, and Bobby Drayton and his wife Sherry jumped right on board. Shades Chiropractic jumped on board. Maple Grove, Nitro Graphics. Matt's going to do some stuff for us, Nitro Graphics wise, and we just got all kinds of people jumping on board here and helping us. Of course, Earl Krause has helped us tremendously.
Still helping us. I just got a text. So, But getting back to all the YouTube channels and avenues that we can do advertising for you, for everybody that wants to join us, we have that,
and you can call in.
Another added bonus is I've been affiliated with Primary Wave Music. They're the ones that sent me down to James Brown's house. And they own a lot of stuff in all industry. They own Prince's music. They own James Brown's music, but they're actually backing us for our social media stuff and our YouTube channels. So we have an international company that's going to get behind us.
That's
I'm
cool.
having lunch with them on Friday.
And I'm a James Brown fan, okay, and a
Right.
Prince fan.
Yeah, me and Craig are still supposed to go down there and do some shows down at James
Did you
Brown's
get a
house.
chance to see the promo we did? No. You didn't get. I now put the promo on when I give the kids the link to the live feed here. Oh, I will show you that at the end of the day there, Steve. You'll get a kick out of that. We were going to edit it, and Fred said, no, we're not editing it. That's the way it's supposed to be. But it's a little...
So we're going to have to edit this crap out of it.
It's a little risque, but it's funny, and everybody I talked to loved it. So, and it was Fred was doing America's Mechanic feed, and I said, well, can I do a promo for Wide Open Wednesday? And he said, of course you can. So I just walked over there and we did a quick promo, and now it's like taking off. And
those are the stuff that people like.
Yeah, it's just, my brothers always told me that I missed my calling. I should have been a stand-up comedian. So, forget about it. But no, I talked to my niece Dina today. She wants to come on the show. She has something that she wants to do with the show, so we'll get a hold of her. She has something special she's going to do this year again. So, and I think we have a caller.
Awesome. I'll get you on the air.
Let's see who we got. It could be our boy. Who is it?
Ken.
It's Kenny Bruce. Kenny Bruce is on the line. Kenny Bruce from Dirt Track Digest. And you've probably seen Kenny roaming around at many different area racetracks. What's up, Ken?
Not much, Nick. How are you and how's Fred doing?
We're doing the best we could do under the circumstances. And why aren't you in Florida?
Well, I just haven't had a chance to get down there yet. It's tough to take a week off all the time and get down there. And next year, my plan is to get down there next year. My mom passed away a couple months ago, and
that sucks.
My wife and I were taking care of her, and we're planning on going out and buying an RV in the springtime.
Cool.
And it's one of the places we're going to head down to Florida next year so I can get some racing in.
I figured with Danny going down there, and we had Danny on the show not too long ago, and we were talking about different things, and the new paint scheme on the car is pretty cool. It takes you back.
Yeah.
If you know the family and stuff, it takes you back to Gary when Gary was racing and stuff. That was a pretty neat deal. But I read your article about Brett Deo, and I was just telling Fred that now all you hear is crickets. Everybody was so quick to run Brett in the ground, and now they have nothing to say. Okay, all the good that you do, you make one mistake, and it really wasn't a mistake. It was just he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, so to speak, and everybody wants to run you in the ground. But I got to commend you because you didn't sidestep anything, Ken. You asked all the questions that everybody else wanted to ask, and he answered all of them. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he did.
I mean, and you don't sidestep anything when you interview anybody, Ken. I've read a lot of your stuff, and you're not shy, and that makes you who you are. You know what I mean? Because I talk to Mike a lot. We have a mutual friend in Mike Errico, and of course he's told me the stories. He told me about the fat kid fell, and I asked Danny about that, and Danny started laughing about that, and I asked about the Hockey Ken, and Danny said, oh, we call him Hockey Ken because my son played on a hockey team and all that stuff, and he goes, that's how we had several Kens that we knew, and that's how we distinguished them. So you're Hockey Ken because of that. Then there was another Ken. But, Danny's a good guy. I got to be good friends with him. Me and Mike are real close. I talked to Mike today. He's in Tennessee on vacation.
I saw that.
So, but, no, I mean, how did you get involved with Dirt Track Digest and doing all the things that you're doing for them, Ken?
Well, it was 2015. I just got to know Mike a little bit through Facebook, and I bought a shirt, which I still have actually, 11 years later, and we just got talking. I met him a couple times. I met him in New Egypt one night. I was talking to him. I met him at Bridgeport one night. I was talking to him, and he just asked me. He just asked me if I'd like to get involved more because they had nobody down here. They were based in New York for the most part.
Right.
And they had nobody down here to cover anything. And he asked, "Have you ever tried racing before?" And I said, "Well, no, not really." But he goes, "Well, I can help you through it." And so that's pretty much how it started. I went to my first race. My first interview was actually with Doug Manmiller.
Wow, that's
I called
cool.
him. He was my first interview. Back, I think he was just getting a ride with the Zuby's car, if I'm not mistaken. And it just went on from there. And then I started going to Big Diamond. And then after a while, they needed a PR guy at Big Diamond, so I started doing that.
Wow.
And then it's just progressed on. And now this will be my 11th year writing for them. And I couldn't be more appreciative of everything they've done for me.
Well, it shows in your writing because you're very good at what you do, and Mike had called me and he said you need to read what he wrote with Deo, and he said it's a really good article because I'm driving a truck, I don't have time to do that. He goes, you got to read that. I said okay. So when I was eating my lunch, I read it and I said wow. I said and that's when you and I talked. I said this is the perfect time to get him on the show. But you own a printing company too, right?
Yes, I own Bill Brown and Company. We're based out of Hamilton, New Jersey. I mean, I work from home most of the time, but our office is out of Hamilton, New Jersey, and it's just me. I've been there actually since 1987.
Wow.
And my original boss passed away in 2012, and then another guy took over, and then he wanted to get out of it. So he said, it's yours if you want to run it. So since 2018, I've been running it myself, and one of the first things I did was put my name on Danny's car.
How about that? Now, what do you print business cards? What do you do there?
I print everything. I do anything from printing letterheads, checks, whatever you need, envelopes, promotional products. I don't do any of it myself. It's all brokered out.
Right. Wow, that's good for you. Now,
yeah, it's cool. It's COVID really hurt it a lot.
Right.
But it's coming back now a little bit. I've had a couple good years now, and I'm getting up there in age, so it's not hard work. It's busy work at times, but so it's fun. I enjoy it. I was really good friends with my original bosses. I was a good friend with him and his family, and they're appreciative that I'm carrying the name of the company on for them.
Cool. Now, of all the people that you've done stories with and you've interviewed and talked to, because I've seen some of your interviews too, they're pretty cool. And speaking of your interviews that you do at the back of the trailer, I may be doing some of them. I won't relinquish what's going to happen, but I may be doing some of that stuff. But of all the people you've interviewed, give me two of your favorites.
My two favorites are easy. It's Ryan Godown and Billy Pouch Jr.
No kidding.
They're my two favorite guys I like to interview.
Why?
Because, they trust me for one, and they'll tell me the way things are, and they're effervescent and they just like to talk.
Right.
And it's good for me, and I'm just happy to interview them guys. They're, like you said, they're always willing to talk to me, and no matter what the situation, if it's bad, good, indifferent, they'll talk to me and they'll tell me the way it is. Now, obviously, you print what you can,
right?
Because like you being on the inside, you know a lot more stuff that goes on than what gets out there, and I do too.
Right.
But most drivers, they all trust me that I'm not going to, put anything. They'll tell me things. Hey, that's off the record, and it's off the record.
Right. Yeah, I have that reputation with them guys too. I can walk in any trailer I want to, talk to any of them guys I want to, and they tell me things that all right, Nick, what are we doing? I'm going to ask you this, and I usually ask them some stuff before I go live with them. But now, after 26 years of doing that at New Egypt, they know when the golf cart rolls up, after they win a heat race, they know that we're going to talk about, winning the heat race and all that.
Absolutely.
And, after the features are over, They know what we're going to talk about in Victory Lane and all that. But I missed that last year, not being at New Egypt. I
bet you did, yeah.
Having the contacts with them guys, because that would help this show so much, because I would be able to see them on Saturday night and say, all right, here you go. Call us on Wednesday. I want to try and get, the feature winners from Grandview, Diamond. And I talked to Casey because I want somebody if you're going to be at Diamond on Friday nights, I would love you to call here on Wednesday and give us the updates for Diamond. So, because I want somebody from every track to call. I have somebody that calls. We have somebody that calls from Maple Grove. Pete usually calls from New Egypt. We want to get somebody from Bridgeport. I mean, Doug has been very kind to us. We can go to her anytime we want. Chris has been kind to us too. Now that he's taken over, we can go to her anytime we want. So we want a representative from each track to call in, because they're there, Ken. You know what I mean? You're there.
Right.
So you can tell me because you're there. I can't, I wasn't there, so I don't know what went on. I want guys that are there to come on here and give the fans your perspective because you were there. Are you working at Diamond on Fridays?
No, I actually just resigned my position about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
So, but I still plan on going whenever possible. But like you said, taking care of my mom, and now my wife and I are empty nesters, and we want to travel a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
and you got some time to relax and travel, and
Yep.
yeah, you owe that to yourself, man.
Right.
I mean, you got to do that. I mean, you did what you had to do. Take care of your mom. That's the right thing to do. Now you got to take care of yourself and your wife. And I see you all over the place, dude. And
I still plan on going to a lot of tracks and doing everything this year, but it's just gonna be a little different. That's all.
Well, we appreciate you calling, and I really admire what you do and how you write. And maybe one day you'll get a chance to do a story on me and Fred.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I can do that. I've done stories on media people before.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate what you and Fred do. I try to listen to your show as much as I can.
Thank you.
And if I don't catch it live, I'll try to listen to it on the archive.
We
So
have,
Yeah, you can use it on you can pick it up on the YouTube channel, and I usually put the link back up. And yeah, Ken, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your friendship even more. You and I have become friends.
Oh, absolutely.
And anything you need from Wide Open Wednesday, you just give us a call, man, and we'll help you out the best we can.
Yeah, you let me know. No problem at all. Hey, one last note. One last note. I just saw on Facebook that Will Cagle passed away.
Oh, Jesus.
one of my heroes.
We all remember Will.
Yes, we do. Yep. He was a hell of a driver, a hell of a wheelman.
Wow.
Well,
yeah,
all right,
was.
Ken. Thanks for telling us that. We appreciate it.
All right, take care, Nick and
All right,
Fred.
thanks,
Talk
Kenny.
soon. Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy. Yep.
Wow, Will Cagle, huh?
Yeah. Well,
when
the
I
older
first got into it, he was still running at Flemington. It was like the ends
number
ends.
24. The older you
yeah.
get, the more close people that you know and you lose, and we've had a couple tragedies here.
Mm-hmm.
The one in D.C. with the helicopter and the airplane, and then we had the jet crash.
Yeah.
I am still mind boggled that this little girl would go to Children's Hospital, get fixed, get basically cured, to get ready to go back home, and then I guess God knew that she probably was going to get sick later on, and he figured I'll take her to heaven and make her better. So you never question why he does what he does, and you're not going to get a chance to ask him when you go to heaven, because you're not going to remember none of that. You're just going to be in paradise. So we got the Florida Swing coming up, right, Fred?
Yes, we do.
And you know what, Fred?
Sunshine
You and
Swing.
I are going to have to rent a camper and go to Florida.
I will.
We'll let the Nancys go somewhere else while we go to Florida. January 30th through February 15th is the Dirt Car Nationals. And if you have, like I said, if you have Flow, if you have Dirt Track Digest, and we forgot to ask Ken about that.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's definitely on Flow.
Yeah,
So
it's
you can
definitely
watch
on Flow. Okay. And of course, the Super Dirt cars, the Sprint cars, they have all that stuff there. And then the Sunshine Swing for the Short Track Super Series Modified, $7,500 to win for 50 laps. They open practice, and that's on Flow Racing, and that's at All Tech Speedway, the Sunshine Swing. That's always a popular event. And they will be the 4th through the 8th, so there's probably something on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, being just the 5th. And Kate's always got her notes up to speed here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kate, for everything you do we wouldn't be able to look professional, even though we don't. And then, of course, the indoor dirt show for Trenton, February 21st, my wife's birthday.
I'm really looking forward to that.
And the 22nd. And it's, from what I'm hearing, they're already got all the cars they need. They got like 90 of them to 100 of them.
People are signing up for this stuff.
Yeah, and they, in wholesale fashion, Joe, they're signing up. And there's like, they're all 600 micro sprints. And they get around there pretty good. And it's a dirt track right up Fred's alley.
Right in.
And make sure you mark
I can
that
fit
down.
into the slingshot. I'd get in there, but I can't fit. And I'm really looking.
Micro sprints are dirt. You think you're tight in your car? You're really tight. Who we got now?
Earl wants to add more information.
Oh yeah, bring him on, Earl. Talk to us, Earl.
What's new?
Hey, gentlemen.
Long time no speak, Earl.
Just heard Kenny Bruce, great guy. Worked with him over the years. And yes, we just got the confirmation that Will Cagle did pass away. He was 86 years old.
Was he sick, Earl?
Sadly, he had a fall at home a week or so ago, and complications developed from the injury, and he sadly passed away today.
Oh.
Guy drives a race car all them years. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing happens, and he. That's crazy.
Yes.
This first thing you say the name Will Cagle anywhere. It's race car driver.
Yep.
I mean, geez. It's
Yep.
synonymous with race car.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I didn't get to see him race much, but I'm sure you could tell us some stories about that guy, Earl.
Oh, he was great. He was one of the original professional modified drivers. He made his living, raised his family, 3 children. Of course, his lovely wife Barbara. She was with him throughout his life. They were married, I think, close to 60 years or more. And she kept all his records. She was like the manager.
There you go.
He always told me. We talked last summer. Will and I. He was residing in Florida, and he always said, that, he would race, 3 and 4 times a weekend. Sometimes, of course, midweek, and never smoked, never drank.
Wow.
He said he always kept in very good health because that was his living.
Right.
And he was the kind of guy. He was from that old school. He worked on the race cars, built the race cars, maintained them, towed them to the track, and he made an excellent living for himself. Invested his money wisely, and had a very good life.
And he was a nice person, right? I heard he was a super guy.
Yes, indeed, and a great storyteller. He could tell marvelous stories. And along with racing on dirt, when he first came up here, he actually came north around 1959, towing a sprint car.
Wow.
Because he had raced sprint cars and super modifieds.
I didn't know he
stock
raced a
cars in
sprinter.
Florida.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he came up here with the intent of actually running a sprint car in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And he happened to stop by Lucky Jordan's racing shop there in Riverton, New Jersey. And of course, Lucky had the modified number 2.
Right.
Jackie McLaughlin, Bud Olson, drove for him.
Yep.
And at that particular day, as fate would have it, Lucky did not have a regular driver, and Will just happened to stop by his race shop. He came up here, and they told him, stop by and see Lucky Jordan. Get used to the area. And he talked to Lucky, and they talked, and Lucky said, "Hey, you want to drive my modified? Let's go."
Wow.
And Will started driving for Lucky, and he actually won 3 features at Old Bridge Speedway, and began driving in the area. And one thing led to another. Drove for Lucky, and then went back to Florida for the winter. Came back with his own number 24, and the rest is history.
Well, that's a story I would never know if it wasn't for you, Earl.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
That's wow, that's amazing.
I remember.
You just enlightened me, buddy.
Yeah, I remember going through the pits as a kid, and there's like the Mount Rushmore of guys that the older guys that would be there to draw this kind of attention. It was like Ken Bren Sr. He was like the Pope of the pits.
Yep.
And it was like and Will Cagle.
Yep.
Al Tesnady.
Yep.
But Will was like like Moses in the pits. Everybody,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, it's like Elvis.
you flock to them, and
you know
just,
who they are.
Yeah, they were great.
Even if you never met them, you know who they are because of their name.
And I mean, even like my dad would, you know, with all the people he knew, it was like, oh my, that's Will Cagle.
Right,
Oh, man.
exactly.
So,
it's like Earl Krause. You don't hang up on him. Stephen.
Yeah, so it's it's
Well,
sad
thanks
news
for that story, Earl. That's pretty cool.
And there'll be a whole lot more of that during the
whole lot
time
more of that
capsule.
when you get in the studio with us.
That's right. Look forward to that.
All right. Well, we got a caller waiting, Steve.
Okay.
All right, Earl. Thank you for calling back. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
All right, Earl.
Godspeed to Will Cagle.
Yep. Godspeed to Will. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go to break.
We're
All
gonna
right. We're going to go
break?
break,
Yeah,
and then we have a caller.
Do you feel the need for speed and are a car racing fan? Then tune in every Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. for the Need for Speed Auto Show, hosted by me, America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher. Everything you want to know about our local tracks and races to the NASCAR scene, as well as our area car shows and cruise nights. Brought to you by Fletcher's Garage in Fairless Hills and heard every Thursday morning at 9:30 on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3, serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1957. You can now listen to all your WBCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM, a new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Be sure to tune into Senior Legal Strategies with Henry Carpenter every Tuesday morning at 9, right here on 1490 WBCB.
And we're back here on Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Yes, and I believe we have a local caller, and we're going to let him on the show. Yes, Mr. McIntyre.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's happening,
We're
Glenn?
doing. How are you doing? You getting ready to go salt roads or something? What are you doing?
No. First off, let me start off by saying, God rest his soul. God bless his family.
Yup.
And, I just heard you guys talking about that earlier. Like you said, the racing world is a small world, but it's also a very large world, you know?
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
we all know each other by this person or that person or however it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Small world, but very large.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's going on with Papa Clay? I don't get any of them updates or anything on Facebook or anything like that. So
Mikey told me, when I seen Mikey at the show, he said he was doing good, and he was home, and he was supposed to go back to work. I don't know if anything transpired since then. I'll try and call him, and then I'll put an update on the internet.
Okay.
He may be listening to this show, and if you're listening, Clay, you got 10 minutes. Call.
Yeah, put Glenn's mind at ease here. So.
Yeah, put Glenn's
Well, I
mind.
just figured I'd
Clay's
call.
a good guy, and
I love
he's
Clay.
under the weather, and we got to try and get him back to the track because that's what he loves, and
Well, we like giving each other, for lack of a better word, we like giving each other crap at the track. So
That's what we all
He is
do.
a really good guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very good guy.
Yep.
It's good. It's good banter. That we have good
absolutely.
banter back and forth at the track. He likes to mess with me, and I like to mess with him. So.
Yeah, exactly. Do we got somebody on the line? No, you're good. We're good.
Oh,
All
we're
right,
good.
good.
You got somebody else?
No,
No,
I'm keeping you.
You're on.
We're keeping you. Now, you got a whole lot of work to do on your car, Glenn, or is it ready to go?
No, believe it or not, the only thing I'm doing there, Nick, is I'm getting the shocks redone and going to put them on the car, and that car is ready to go. I don't even really have to scale it. I'm going to scale it, of course, but I really don't have to. You know, it's nothing wrong with it. The entire car is brand new, and I'm ready, just like everybody else, chomping at the bit, and hopefully I can keep up with the big boys there this year.
Oh.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, you know what? You're coming of age there. I know you got that one win, and that's not the way you wanted to get it, but trust me, Glenn, it's coming.
It'll come.
And hopefully I'll be there that night, and I'll be able to interview you.
Well,
for
I
Wide Open
was just
Wednesday.
going to say that. I would love nothing more than for you to be there to, be the one to interview me. That would be totally awesome.
Well, it doesn't matter. If I'm there, I'm going to interview you for Wide Open Wednesday. So either way, I'll be able to do that. Now,
Yeah,
Glenn,
that's true.
you told me before that you work in the movie industry. Are you still doing that?
Yes, sir, I am.
Tell everybody what you do besides drive a race car.
I drive. I'm transportation in the movie industry, and anything that you drive to movie sets or whatever. We have vans, we have stake beds, we have tractor trailers. I drive. I get paid the same no matter what I drive. So,
No kidding. Now,
and I drive it all from a van up to 60, 70-foot tractor trailer.
now, where's that based out of? New York, or is it local?
Yes, I'm in the theatrical union out of New York.
That's cool. So you got to meet a few stars in your time then.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to mention any names, but they might see a person or two.
Oh, there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to get one of them stars to front you some money so you have one of them big stacker trailers, and then we can party at the end of the night.
That would be nice. But,
Not that we don't party anyhow, Glenn. We know how that goes.
Right.
You hang out with one of the biggest partiers there is, Dominic Antonelli. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, me and him, one hand in the other, right? He's a good man, too. We help each other out.
That's not a bad guy to hang out with, Glenn. That's not a bad guy to hang out with. Trust me.
Yeah, me and him talk to each other all the time. It's like every other day or so. So I don't know. We talk to each other all the time.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see you more often at New Egypt. And like I said, if you win and I'm there, I'll definitely break out my stuff and interview you for Wide Open Wednesday. If not, we'll have you on the show.
That would definitely be awesome.
Yep. No problem, Glenn. We appreciate you calling. Thanks, buddy.
Yep, no problem. I was just interested, like I said, I don't get any of them updates on Facebook or anything. I was just wondering how he was doing.
No, I'll shoot him a text and see what's going on with him, and I'll let you know.
Yep. All right, that'd be great.
Brother. All right, I'll talk to you.
Talk to you soon.
What do we got? How many minutes?
1 or 2 minutes.
1 or 2 minutes?
All right.
All right. Well, don't forget tomorrow from 9 to 9:30 is Mr. America's Mechanic Fred Fletcher. Anything you need to know about your car, if you need to have some work done to it, of course you want to take the Fletcher's Garage, or Need for Speed.
Yeah, I think tomorrow I'll talk about what's going on with the roads and see
Yeah.
what you can do about making yourself safe other than
Stay home.
So
That's what you can do to make the road safe. Stay home.
well, I'm not one to do that. I get out there.
Me too. I get sideways and everything else.
Yeah.
When Pensacola Mart was open, you ever heard of Pensacola Mart?
yeah.
We used to wait for it to snow, me and my buddy Rich.
Yeah, yeah.
And we used to call it Pensacola Speedway. Nobody would be there. We would do laps around Pensacola
Yeah, I'll
Mart.
do that behind the old Curtis Bowling
There
alley
you go.
over on
See?
Scotch Road over
See?
in Ewing.
So there you go. So hey, the roots run deep. You just, a
Yeah.
little bit of snow turns into a dirt track.
Do some power slides out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
It never goes straight.
Absolutely. But no, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We appreciate our callers. We appreciate our fans. And the fans is what makes this show. So, guys,
Yes.
make sure you tune in tomorrow and listen to America's Mechanic, Need for Speed from 9:30 to 10. And we'll have some interesting callers tomorrow. If the weather doesn't cooperate and I'm off, I'm going to be in studio with Fred for Need for Speed. We'll talk to
Abuse
you.
Foxwell.
Well, with Mr. Foxwell, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol